psalm for sinners. I thought that was quite funny to say that it's for psalm for sinners. And for this one, I just thought, I was thinking about the other songs to put them as the title for the EP, but I thought Always a Rebel was the best title.
Well, it is a cool title, and I mean, I mean, neither one of us are that old, but when I think of that, I think of like James Dean, like right away.
Yeah.
So the whole motorcycle thing, and so yeah, no, like I really, I was just, like I said, just curious as to, because it was like I said, essentially like a huge, like from one end of the spectrum to the other, it's polar opposite. So it was just a curiosity to me, and although Mike could not make it tonight, he was mentioning, I'm sure he mentioned on there that between both EPs, this is his favorite EP. Like he really, really enjoyed your work in this one, and I know he's a little gutted that he couldn't make it tonight, but just that I can pass along, and those are Mike's exact words: is that this is a great EP and your best work yet.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I agree. Like the songwriting is better, and the production is a lot better. Like I've learned so much during this year. I've been active in the independent music community. Like listening to all the fantastic music is so inspiring, and you can even from not that I'm a big fan of like regular pop music,
right?
But there are some artists that are making more radio pop in the community. But it's actually quite okay, some of it. But you can always pick up something that inspires you, and that's amazing.
Absolutely. And you know what? Getting back to you being busy in the past year or so, you made the trip to the UK, and you got to hang out with Juxta John, which I'm very jealous about. But
yeah, yeah, that was so much fun. He if there is anyone that's even crazier than me in the independent music scene, is JJ.
Yeah. You know what? Somehow I'm not surprised.
Nah.
And also, you were on the Music Hour UK with Verity White as well. I mean, you got to meet a lot of people that Mike and I play, but never have actually met or even interviewed yet. So, I mean, that must have been a lot of fun. I mean, I watched all the stuff as it was being posted, so I was seeing what you're doing. Because obviously I'm about thousands and thousands of miles away, but it was still cool to see it live.
Yeah, and I met Mike as well in Brighton.
Oh, that's right.
So that was amazing. It was like I have known these guys for forever. It was like crazy. Like we only been chatting on Twitter, on Facebook, and finally I got to meet all of them. And it was like meeting an old-time friend.
You know what? I couldn't agree more. The thing is, I haven't met them yet, and I'm working on my trip out to the UK because a lot of these people, too, I've been talking to for years, and especially Mike. Mike and I have been friends for about 3-4 years now, and we've never actually physically met, but we talk, and it's exactly like we've been friends for 20-25 years plus. And it's the same. It's nice. You're absolutely right. It's one of the best things in the world that you can connect with someone that well, that there's no... Well, awkward pauses are inevitable at some point, but if you know, generally speaking, it's nice and makes it easier to connect and kind of share stuff.
Yeah, like you have, like the music is such a common interest that you can always connect with other musicians because you have something in common. At least the nice kind of musicians. There are also lots that are they are dicks.
Oh yeah, you're right. We're gonna get to another song here in a moment, and I was just on the topic of people like sharing music and inspiration and that sort of thing. There's a band called Dead Replicas. They're out of the UK as well, and I've interviewed them a few times, and there was a time or two I did with Forgotten Bee as well. And usually we're talking to Jason Hughes, who's a singer and lead guitarist. And we've had them on a few times, and it was funny because when a couple of times I asked about inspiration, which I'll be asking you about that in just a second. Not necessarily inspiration, but we'll get to them in just one moment. It was, point being is when I was talking to them, I said, well, if you had to name someone that influenced you or kind of give you some direction of music, like who would it be, and they started talking, but they got on the topic of guitarists, and one of them said, well, Eric Clapton, and Jason's like, well, debatable, but, and moves on. So it's like, oh boy, we're gonna sort of an argument here, but either way. So that's gonna be. That was my next question before we get to our next song. Is influence wise, like I'm not gonna make a name 3, but if you could pick one person that's kind of influenced you along the way, just as a musician, who would it be?
That's hard. I have to answer 2. I think I have 2 big inspiration, and that's Joe Strummer from The Clash and Leonard Cohen.
Nice, 2 really good picks, and wow, no, that's awesome. Like those are 2 guys I haven't yet heard as inspiration, but that's awesome. So
yeah.
So I'll I'll let you off the hook pretty easy on that one. So, but
Yeah.
We are gonna get to our next song of the night. So we're gonna go with essentially the title track of the new EP. This is Jon Magnusson with "Always a Rebel." Dig this.
Head in the stars, your eyes bedded in black and your soul full of scars. You are dreaming in your room when it's dark, music on your mind and on your chin there's a mark. You're a rebel, always a rebel. You are old now, but you were never meant to be. Your friends who go to work, whereas you're watching TV, and you're drinking for yourself in the street, drowning your anxiety in whiskey and defeat. But you're a rebel, always a rebel. You are. And as a rebel you can go where the wind blows, but you have to do it all on your own. You see yourself as disengaged, so casual and smart, and pitiful for the working man stuck in his car. No bills to pay, no gallows swaying over you now, but deep inside you're longing for a life where you will never be apart. But a rebel, yeah, a rebel you are. And as a rebel you can go where the wind blows, but you have to do it all on your own. And as a rebel you know where to start, but you will never be a star. But a rebel, always a rebel you are.
Jon Magnusson with "Always a Rebel." Now, I mean that's just a cool tune, just based on the title alone.
Yeah.
So, but I really enjoyed it, and I've been listening to both the EPs over this past 2 weeks, and kind of comparing notes of it in my head, of like listening to both of them, and I've noticed some like subtle differences, but I you know what, I agree with Mike. This is some of your best work yet, John, because just the flow of the song and the difference in even just a little bit different in style your guitar playing it really kind of stands out, and it's really something else to hear.
Thanks, man.
So that being said, I mean, you kind of answered the question before, but we talked a little bit about not comparing, but songwriting process. So I know you said you pretty much did one in the car. Now, does it vary every time for every song, or is there kind of like something that seems to happen continuously? Meaning, like, you know, you did something on Fire in the Car. Do you do all your songs in the car, or does it seem like they happen elsewhere, depending on what you're doing?
Yeah, it's really different. This song was actually also written in the car. I think it was written with like 2 weeks in between them, and I think that I'm not the only one. I wrote that like 5-6 years ago, and Rely on Me was actually a birthday gift for my wife like 7 years ago when I recorded it with acoustic guitar. So most often I get some kind of idea, like a melody line and a sentence or something, and I build the whole song around that little idea.
You know, this is the one thing I've said many times. It's always interesting to me, the writing process of the song, because every answer is essentially different, and it's cool to me because, I mean, I just want to know how people approach things, because I know how I approach certain things. So it's always interesting to hear how other people do it, because like it might kind of give you inspiration or give you a different way to look at things.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know tomorrow actually you'll be on the Premium Blend show with Stuart.
No, it's actually Big Blend
Big
radio
Blend.
show. It's an American show.
Okay. Big Blend. So that's tomorrow at what time?
I think it's at 8:00 p.m. Swedish time.
Okay.
So I think you're 6 hours before.
Yeah, 6 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
So 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, my mistake. So we make that correction. So, but just in general, I know you've been promoting your new EP tons. So besides tonight and tomorrow, what else have you got coming up before the actual release, or even after the release?
I have one interview on Channel Radio 1 with Stuart. He has this show, Saturday Selection, that is really cool. And then I have some blog posts and some other radio plays, but that are those interviews that I got planned so far.
Nice. And now, are you going to be playing any shows at all? Do you have time for that?
No, I don't. I'm gonna do a Facebook Live show on the day of release. So on Friday at 7 p.m. Swedish time. If you go to my Facebook page, you can see the event. So that's the only show I'm going to give. And in April, I'm actually playing live with Steven Sunshine from Sunshine Nights. I don't know if you know about him.
I do not. I can't say that I do.
He's a member of the Monster Thread, and he plays like cool kind of Americana, almost like a bit of hillbilly country, really cool music. And he's coming over from New York to do a little tour in the north of Europe. So we're doing a gig together in Stockholm.
That's very cool. Right on. That should be something.
Yeah.
You know, I watched.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sorry.
It's going to be really cool. Like we've been talking a lot on the internet, but never met. So now he's coming over and he's sleeping one night at our house. So it's like the community is amazing.
Very, very cool. That's awesome. Actually, speaking of that same sort of thing, there is a punk band called Saint Apache in the UK. And
I don't know them.
Okay, I put them a bunch of them in the show, but look them up. They're worth it. So, but they're
I will.